are smiles of a happy family that's getting ready to do a thing today. And last time I said something like that, it was a thing. What is that thing today? Let's talk about it. Coming up next on the War Bonds channel. Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another video podcast here on the War Bonds channel. If you don't know me and you're unfamiliar with this channel, my name is Eric. I'm a locomotive engineer for U.S. Class 1 Railroad by profession, an avid model railroader, and just a lifelong rail enthusiast. Well, in 1971, Sly and the Family Stone wrote a song called Family Affair. And in this video, number 23, this is truly going to be a family affair. Now, 23 is actually going to be a special number today and is a special number in our family. Because my birthday is on September 23rd. My daughter Danica has a birthday on January 23rd. My son Soren has a birthday on June 23rd. So 23 is a special number in our family, but this is video podcast number 23 of my series, Building a 1-inch scale Santa Fe GP60M Locomotive. Now, 23 is going to be very special because it's going to be a very historic moment. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, if you follow this channel long enough, you've known that it's taken this long in order for us to get to this monumental moment. In video number 22, we installed the electronics in the GP60M, but in video number 23, we are actually going to see her run under her own power. For many years, I have been a member of the Chippewa Northwestern Railway in Goner, Nebraska. And in 2017, when I first started showing up there, I was just amazed by all the equipment and the locomotives, whether they were diesel or steam. And I said, I want to be a part of this. I would love to have my own locomotive. And little did I know that 2025 would be the year that I actually got to sit on a ride-on car and actually look in front of me to see my actual locomotive. Now, it's taken a long time to get to this stage of the game, but it has finally arrived. We're going to take you to the Chippewa Northwestern Railway in Goner, Nebraska for the actual maiden run of the GP60M locomotive. We are out here at the Chippewa and Northwestern Railway in Goner, Nebraska. My son is lifting up the transfer table because we have the beast. She is here. She is ready to run under her own power. An exciting day. All right. So undo the clamps here just for the wheel stop. So she's gonna want to roll here. Okay. Here. Okay. There's one wheel. Okay. Okay. All right. Looking good on that side?
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. She's on all together. The last time I brought it out, I had to piece it together on this table here, but she's all together here in one piece. All 300 pounds and then some. All right, if you, let's move it over. All right, you want to lower it down?
Yeah.
Stop.
No. Push it.
No, not yet. Okay. Watch
Down
this.
more.
Okay. A little more, a little lower, Soren. Watch your fingers. A little more. There we go. All right. Got it?
It's stuck.
There you go.
Okay, I got it. Right now.
Okay, so.
Now you gotta get the other one. Hold on. It's going
Okay.
Okay. Now slide it back. Yeah, you gotta slide it back. I know.
Yeah. And we want to go right there.
I know, right here. Now I see. Okay, Danica. Ready? Yep. No.
Yeah. There you go. You got it.
This is
Okay.
that. You gotta take it that way. No, it's not that.
Or did it not go over? Oh. Here, hold on.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
All right. Let's fire it up. Here, hold that. Keep going.
Back?
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
That'll do. Okay, Danica, are you excited?
Yeah.
How many years have you been waiting to do this?
5.
All right. Yeah. you go. Now pull ahead.
Wait, then can I move that thing up and down again?
Yeah, you wanna help me? We gotta get him moved up and down, sorry. Come help me.
Hold on, let me get my. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and get up there. Don't move it yet, because you gotta get this on there.
I know.
Just give it a little more throttle.
It is.
You go, Muscles.
That's me too. That's what I said.
Okay, that's good.
It's this. Hold up, hold up. If we take these off. Dad, it's this. Ready?
Alright.
Take that off. Why is it moving?
Can I unplug the now? Daddy, can I unplug the remote?
Oh. Has it hit the stop?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now let's put the
Unplug the remote controller now.
hold on. Let's just do one thing at a time here.
I don't know how to do this.
Huh?
I don't know how to do it.
All right. Well, I really hope that you've enjoyed this test run. And it's an honor for the fact that I have my two test pilots here who told me, Dad, I want to be the first to run the locomotive. Were you the first to run it?
Yeah.
And Soren, were you the second one to run it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it great?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it
Something
wa-
in second.
Well, but you still got to run it before Dad. So we each took turns. Danica took the first lap. Soren took the second lap. And then I took the third lap. Of course, during my time, all you could see was just the locomotive itself. But it gave you a chance to see the operation of the locomotive and to get an idea of what the railroad looks like. So it was definitely a lot of fun. Now, let's talk about the problems. Now, one of the things that I have actually said is that it may be all summer that I run this locomotive in primer, because honestly, there are mechanical things that need to be addressed. And one of the things that you probably heard is the fact that the front truck had kind of a rattling sound to it. And so I'm not exactly sure yet whether it's the chain or if it's the rods that I used to hold up the traction motors in the truck itself. I'm not really sure. So I'm going to have to take some time to take it apart and just kind of investigate things just to see what the problems might be. But also, one of the other things that becomes a problem is transporting the locomotive to and from the club. Now, one of the problems that ended up happening when I left my friend Gary in eastern Iowa, I decided to drop into Illinois, into Galesburg, Illinois, to take a little time to go and pay my respects to my late mother and father while I was that close. And while I was down there, I was making a turn, and ever so slightly, and all of a sudden, my batteries rolled off of the frame. I thought, oh my gosh, all the work that Gary and I just did is for naught. I have probably ruined the electronics. This thing is toast now. All the dreams that I thought were going to happen are now defunct. So needless to say, it was a long drive from Illinois back to Nebraska. But by the time I got home, I unloaded the locomotive and turned everything on. Okay, the electronics came on. Okay, this is good. And then I put the tether controller in and the locomotive moved. Okay, all right, we're good there. However, my struts broke off. So that's something that, as I mentioned a couple videos ago, my late friend Steve, said, well, you have to figure out how much detail is too much detail, because sometimes the more you add, the more chances you have for something to break off. So yes, it has been a little bit of a challenge, and I actually have to figure out exactly how I can perfect the science of transporting this locomotive from my house to the club. Now, as you saw, getting it out of the car at the club is actually pretty easy, but getting it into the car from my garage, well, that's not so easy. I have the stand that I use to put up to the bumper of my car. I have the board in the car, but the stand is a little short. And my kids did actually help me, especially Soren, helped me when we first loaded it in the night before, but we actually had to do some lifting. And as I've said before, it's a 300-pound locomotive. So the problem that arises is that if I'm by myself, it's a little more difficult. So I'm either going to have to build another stand, which is a little higher, and try to perfect a way to get it into the car. Plus, I need to find better securement of the locomotive when it's in the car, because I have found that no matter what I've tried to do so far, the locomotive will tend to roll, especially getting on the brakes or something like that. So I need to strap it down some way, somehow. Now, I thought initially I would actually start painting the fuel tank and paint the trucks, because, oh yeah, I've got all that stuff done, and yeah, I can do that. And then I'll just figure out painting the body, which I was given the advice, don't paint it yet. Run it, figure out things mechanically, and then go for it. Well, they were absolutely right, because even just getting the locomotive out of the car at the club warranted a few problems. Things didn't line up very well, and I was kind of rubbing on the fuel tank on the rails as I'm trying to transport it out of the car. The pilot was actually scraping on the rails, so those things I have to get figured out. Once again, that's all part of perfecting the science of transporting it. I have a gentleman named August who is actually the grandson of a wonderful friend of mine named Kevin. who Kevin was one of my former colleagues. And he and I were just texting back and forth the other day. And he said, well, why don't you talk to my grandson, August, whom I've known since he was a tiny tot. And he says he's got a degree in graphic arts and knows painting and things. And we've talked, and he's probably going to be my guy helping me to paint this locomotive. So I'm very excited about that. So the painting process may be, it may be a winter project, but I'm just going to try to enjoy this locomotive and enjoy the fruits of the labor for now. But if you guys want to see more operation of this locomotive, well, let me know in the comments section, because I definitely intend to get some more runtime out of it, get all the teething problems figured out, and then we'll start looking at the painting process. But in the meantime, Soren has actually said, well, Dad, if you're not going to have any more videos to do for a while, maybe we could work on a project together. And I thought, well, yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. And I thought about starting another project, but, well, I've actually got several projects that are already in the works in my basement. One of the projects that I talked about last year was the fact that I have a Burlington Northern caboose for a friend of mine named David, who had hired me to actually make this caboose for him. And the GP60M has kind of taken a little bit of priority, but I need to get back to this caboose, and that might be something that we actually start up again, because I definitely need to deliver and make my customer happy. So that's probably going to be one of the things that we're going to bring back to the forefront, and hopefully we get another project done. And this is definitely going to be a lot easier to get done than the GP60M and the painting process as well. But I really appreciate the love and support you guys have given me over the last couple of years. And we will definitely keep things going. The channel is not coming to an end, because there's plenty more projects that I have that need to be finished. And with the GP60M actually running now, well, we've got cars that we need to finish, so that I've got more to pull. But anyway, thanks a lot. I appreciate you guys. And if you like this content and continue to enjoy this, well, I just ask you to be my new best friend and hit that like and subscribe button. Until the next time, keep the shiny side up. Take 3. Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another video podcast here on the War Bonds channel. If you don't know me and you're unfamiliar with this channel, my name is Eric. I'm a locomotive engineer for a U.S. Class 1 railroad by profession, and avid model... Danica!
What?
You can't do that.
My back hurts.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another video podcast here on the War Bonds channel. If you don't know me, are you eating?
No.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another...